Okay, so this is part 2. This is bonus 1, and we're going to talk about how to find a mentor. You don't have to go paying millions of dollars to go find a mentor. There are specific things you can do to help yourself get ahead of the game by getting a good mentor. So Alexis, start us off.
Yeah, so as we mentioned in the last video, I always recommend for people to have multiple mentors, and that could be in different seasons of your life. It can be for different purposes. I have a mentor for personal, professional, academic, whatever it may be. These are people that's going to hold you accountable, but they're also people that I look up to, and they have different skill sets that I want to learn and I want to just be around. And so I seek people through observation, through learning of who they are, what they're involved in, what they care about, their integrity, their character, all of these different things. They have to have kind of that foundation in order for me to approach them. And then what skill sets do they have? Did they create a program that I would love to learn? Like, for an example, we're in the Seat of Scholars program at our university for foster youth and higher education. It was the first one in Michigan to set up. And so I asked the founder, one of the founders of it, hey, can I be your mentee? Because I want to learn, how do you set up such a long-lasting, impactful organization that is really, it's been around, I think, like 10 years now, and it's just so impactful, and it's absolutely changed my life. And so just having somebody like her, and then other mentors that have pushed me to study abroad and to go into entrepreneurship and to plant those seeds of doing better and growing, that I'm just forever thankful for that. And in ways that I seek mentors, it can be individuals that you're around, but as we both grew up in the foster care system, it can be incredibly difficult to find people in person, especially during COVID. I'm sure it doesn't make it any easier to find people that you can really observe and learn from in person. But we also are in 2020, where this is the year of the digital age. I mean, we can find anybody on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, and always remember that who you are on social media is what people see as your character and your identity. It's what you're portraying to the world. And so you want to make sure that whatever you're putting out there, people are assessing your character and integrity based on that. And so you want to just be mindful of that and intentional. And so what I always recommend is to go on LinkedIn even and see, are there people in your network that you've already built, and can they introduce you? And send a short note when you add them and say, hey, I saw that you created this program, or you go to this university, or whatever it may be. Make sure you make it impactful and you make it personalized for them, and why you reached out to them. How did you find them? Is there any connections? And if you have on Facebook, or I'm old, so I don't even use the other platforms, but I use Facebook. I love Facebook. That's how I network. And so I have all my professors pretty much as my friends on Facebook. And this is a way for me to constantly have touch points with people in my life that I care about, that is in my circle, in my community, because you can create your community wherever you are. So for us, at least, especially in 2020, our community has gone digital. And so our network also is on Facebook. And so I'm constantly using Facebook as kind of like a microblog of, this is what I'm doing, this is what I care about. And people are constantly seeing that. And so people are reminded of, Alexis is out there, this is what she's doing, this is what she's thinking about. And so when opportunities come up, jobs or whatever it may be, they think of me. And I'm just always on their mind in that regard. And so I just always recommend for people to do that. And even when I'm looking for a job or internship or whatever it is, I make a post on LinkedIn and Facebook, and I say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I need. And you'd be surprised at how people in your network will come out and support you. And so those are all the little tips. I know it's beyond what you asked, but. Well,
no, give me a little tip. So when somebody makes that first conversation, I always tell people, try to flatter them, talk about the passion that you have, that you are skilled together, but also bring some value to that person. Don't just say, hey, come mentor me. So how do you approach that person? What are some things you would tell somebody that's never done anything like that? They're afraid to ask a mentor.
Yeah, I mean, every relationship in life is a two-way street. It's never a one-way. And so you're always investing in them just as much as they're investing in you. And you have to show that through physical means, through digital, or whatever it is. Like, for an example, if I have a professor and I stayed after class, I went to their office hours, I'm investing in them by learning more about them and who they are. And if I get an alert, or I see a news article or a scholarship or whatever it may be, and I think of them, I send it to them and I say, hey, I thought of you. And so it's a way for me to continue to invest in them and to stay on their radar. But then also, if a professor or anybody says, hey, Alexis, I really need you for this, if I have plans, they're canceled, I'm going to help you because I'm investing in you just as much as you are for me. And that's really impacted me beyond measure, because if I have something that I'm applying for, a scholarship or a job or whatever it is, and I need a letter of recommendation, I have a handful of people that I can ask day of. And I feel like most people don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've developed that relationship over time. And so when you reach out to them, just learn about them. People love to talk about themselves. So learn about them, who they are, ask about their kids, their family, whatever it is that they have going on. Do they have research? Do they have something an award at work? Whatever it is, do some research before you talk to them, and make sure that you bring that up. Like, hey, I saw this article about you. I saw you got this award, or whatever it is. And just make it about them, because in the end, it's going to come back to you, and they're going to invest in you as well.
Yeah. And one tip, don't cyberstalk them. I've seen people go on to
Don't
Instagram and they start liking all their photos. Oh, I liked your photo. Well, don't do that.
Okay, that's
Take a photo and be real. Like, yeah, have you done that?
That's just a little much.
People do that, though. You don't know if you're not told, right? And so I tell people, go in there, like a couple of them, but tell them why you liked it.
Yeah.
I really like this quote. This quote meant this to me. When you start telling people what it meant to you, that's when you're starting to see value, because these people are putting it out there. They want to make an impact on your life, and they want to hear that they've made that impact. Yeah, that's how you make that connection. That's that passion connection.
Exactly.
Any other tidbits? Justin, what you got?
Even, I don't know if this could be taken as any form of disrespect, but even if you've researched that person a little bit, and you realize, okay, they're working in this company, or they started this brand or something, and you wanna receive help from them, but also make suggestions on, you're doing this amazing thing, you're doing that amazing thing. I can see in this area, make a suggestion like, hey, it will be amazing, or take your company or business or whatever you're doing to the next level, or it'll make you even more impactful if you throw this out there and throw that out there, and just throw them like easy free nuggets or something that that can bring value to their life, to their company, or whatever they're doing. Hopefully they don't take that as disrespect or anything from a person they don't know. But maybe that
I probably wouldn't get on the first time.
Yeah, I would say maybe that's not the first message. Maybe that's a few messages down the line when you start to build a little bit of a rapport. But just see what you can do. Maybe do research on them, and just see. Let them know that you are aware of who they are, and just try to see, maybe eventually how you can bring value to them with your skill set. Maybe something that they're missing eventually, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gratitude is the key. Mm-hmm. You show gratitude towards something they've done. Now, be careful. You don't go out there to somebody who has a $5 million program and say, hey, give me your program for free because I want to be your mentor. That's not respectful. But you can go in there and say, hey, I noticed you haven't been posting a lot on social media. Do you need any help with that? I'll volunteer my time just to have time with you. Whatever your skill set is, bring that skill set to them, and let them be aware of it. Yeah. Don't be afraid to share something. Don't think that they don't know. Don't think they know everything and you don't know anything. Mm-hmm. You have value. Bring your value to them. Don't just go out there with your hand out asking what you can do. Ask how you can be serving them.
Exactly. I love that.
Great. Thanks, guys. Let's end this one. We're going to go to the next one. Make sure you pay attention to the next one, because we're going to go a lot deeper. We're going to get into more story, more conversation. We're going to talk about identity and how to express that identity as a couple and in entrepreneurship. And we're also going to talk a lot about faith. So if you're a faith person, jump over there. If you're not a faith person, it's okay. Jump over there, because I tell you, we're not preachy people. You'll figure that out real quick, okay? Hope to see you on bonus number 3 on Optimized Profitability.